In today's video, we're going to be looking at how to find low competition keywords with high traffic. When you're doing keyword research, there's really a direction that you want to go. You're either doing keyword research that is for SEO specifically, or you're doing keyword research that is for Google Ads, or sometimes you're doing your keyword research for both. They're completely different as far as what the goal and the objectives are. So when I'm doing keyword research, I know that there is a ton of different tools out there for me to be able to choose from. And I'll tell you what, my favorite tool, I'm going to give it to you right now. You ready? It is plain and simple Google Ads keyword research tool. There's nothing better. All these tools that are out there to help you find long tail keywords and to be able to find, highly profitable keywords, they really source their data from Google. And if you get good at just going right to the source, you can get some really great keyword research done. So that's what I do. I really work with it quite a bit. I love it. I have become so good at the keyword research at it that I can really isolate and set up a campaign very, very well. Now, if I just want to get something really fast, really simple done, I do have a favorite tool, and it's called Mangools. And Mangools I like because it's really inexpensive. It works really good. You get some fast results. So let's start talking about SEO first, and then we'll talk about Google Ads next. So when I'm looking for keywords, what I'll do is I'll come into Mangools and I'll go to the keyword finder, and I'm going to use plumbing, for example, here. And I am in Southern California in a town called Rancho Cucamonga. It's outside of Los Angeles, so I'm just going to use Los Angeles County. I don't really worry about the language here. And Mangools is fast. So if I'm doing SEO, I've got my keywords right here, right? And what I want to do is I want to look at the trends. Look how consistent plumbing is. Very, very consistent, very, very good, reliable traffic that I can count on. Now, 24-hour plumber, look, it has more ups and downs. Drain clog, right around, Christmas time, Thanksgiving, the holidays, when people are entertaining, obviously, clogged drains will come into play there. And so I'm really looking at my overall, what can I count on consistently from, this type of traffic. And then what I like to do is I like to search by, the number of searches. I always start here at the top. What's going to be the heaviest search? And it does a really good job of bringing me, really well related keywords. Now, let's say, for example, I really want to hone in on toilet, because look at your top, say 4 or 5 right here, maybe the top 7 or 8 that are all, say, about 4,000 and above, or let's say 6,000 and above, right? So I can come in, and that's plumbing, right? But water heater and then toilet. And so what I could do is I can just go water heater specifically because it has a lot, right? I don't want to do it with one that just has a small amount of keywords, but I can see from this 6,000 maybe where that takes me, and it may be a whole other rabbit hole. Look at the cost per click. This is going to be really more so prevalent in Google Ads, but you want to know what the value is. And so I will sort by cost per click, and boom, look at this. Sewer, best plumbing, right? Pipe repairs. And so it gives me an idea as far as, what pay per click and how competitive it is. And when you've got a ranking score, I'm going to sort it here at 100, very, very expensive, and it works its way down. But look right here as well too, this keyword density. If you're doing SEO, the target is to start with competitive numbers. See this, it's at above 50 and above. It's in red. It's going to be a lot harder. This is going to be medium, which is if you've got a well-established business that's got good domain authority as far as your website, you can rank in there. If not, go down to the greens. Go down to low-hanging fruit right here. This right here, yes, you've got less, but look at this. You got tankless water heater, 450 searches in LA County, and it's a 29. It's in the green. You can go after that. You can get that business. 420 right here leaking. Very, very easy to be able to rank for. And look at plumber. 1300s. Who would think plumber, which is misspelled, would be anything of value? But look at this. You got 28 as far as a keyword. That's a $22 cost per click. Go for that. And so start looking for these opportunities in the green. They're all laid out for you. And now if you're doing keyword research, in Google, what I'll do is I will type in Google here, same thing. Oh, by the way, I log into your Google Ads account. Go to your tools and settings, and from your tools and settings, what you do is you hit Keyword Planner. From Keyword Planner, I can type in maybe 2 or 3 core keywords, right? Like say plumber, and I'm going to go down here to Los Angeles County. I'm going to get rid of this here, and I'm just going to put Los Angeles County. And I don't want this Los Angeles City. I want to go for the entire county. Now I can look by a domain, a good domain that has, really good page structure, and it will pick up their keywords and it'll use that. But I just like to put in the actual keywords, and here we go. And we've got plumber, and plumber's near me, an emergency plumber. And what I really love about this, it really will give me more information as far as what the page bid is, and then the high range of page bid. Now this is my advice to everybody. Everybody seems to get hung up on cost per click. And so what they do is they look at this cost, right? And they say, well, plumber repair service, that's really expensive. That's $144 clicks. For example, there's minimal traffic there, but they'll start down here and say, wow, look at this. I can get, well, let me even go down further. Let's say, for example, I'll get people hung up on, I can get, $48 clicks, for example, or let's go down here and let's go down to, I can get, $36 clicks, right? And so the whole thing is, don't get hung up on that. If you're running Google Ads, this is a vanity number. What I mean by that is that does not define the cost. There's a second number that is just as important, and it is really more important, and that is your conversion rate. When you take cost per click and you take your clicks and how many you're converting. So let's say, for example, if my cost per click is $100 and I'm converting 50%, right? Then that means that it's costing me, say, about $200 for every lead. Now, let's say that I've got a $25, cost per click versus $100, and I have got a 10% conversion rate. That is costing me, in that particular case, or say I've got a 5% conversion rate, that's costing me $400. So even though I've got this very, very cheap cost per click, it's the conversion rate that I can get out of that. So when you're managing Google Ads, keep an eye on those things. Don't just get hung up. Don't shy away from expensive keywords. They can usually make you money. They're expensive for a reason. It's because competitors are bidding on those. They're making money with them. They want more, and they're increasing that in the auction, and they want more of it. And so build a Google Ads campaign where you're measuring keywords and what your conversion rates are, and watch what your cost of acquisition is. And you'll find normally that some of your cheaper keywords cost you more in the long run than some of the more profitable keywords. And that's it for now. I hope that this information was helpful for you. And if it was helpful for you, and if you have any questions, type any questions below. I love to be able to answer any questions that you might have. And right above here, there's a subscribe button. And down there, there's a subscribe button. So go ahead and hit any one of those, subscribe, and you'll be alerted to new videos that we have coming out like this here. And that's it for now. Thank you for listening.